Very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Thank you. I think one responded. Thank you for that. At the onset, let me thank the Orchid School, the principal, director here, for giving this opportunity to me to talk to all of you on this youth summit. First, I understand this is by the students of class 9 and class 10. The entire responsibility has been taken by the students, devising the strategy for ensuring that the event goes fine till the execution that all of you are actually taking care of. So, fantastic, because this is learning by doing. And I think the Orchid School has given you an opportunity for it. So, for sure, a big round of applause to the management who has thought of this, of giving the opportunity to all of you to do this. Great. Can I have my presentation on, please? So I understand that this is about a summit where you're going to talk about media, about education, about cyber security and gender. Yeah. So these are the 4 themes. I don't know if I'll be able to cover all the 4 in my keynote address, but I'll pick up 1, 2, or 3 of them and definitely give some insights to all of you here. And aptly chosen, you're talking about responsibility, galvanizing the power of change. I think that's fabulous, very good. Whosoever the team which thought of this theme is excellent. You know, with the power of change, when you say responsibility with the power of change, that's really apt. When you talk about 25, 30 years back, when I was doing my schooling, the amount of distraction that was available was much lesser than the amount of distraction that is available today. You can call it freedom, you can call it distraction. With freedom, you have to have a lot of responsibility to correctly choose, because when there is freedom, you should have to choose the right things, right? So when I was doing my schooling, the television, when you talk about media, it was print media and the television and the radio, period, nothing more. You didn't have anything more than that, but today you have a lot when you talk about media. The first thing that comes is social media, right? More than television or anything else, it's social media. And when it's social media, you have everything on your phone. All content, be it entertainment, be it news, be it anything related to knowing aspects. Google has become the Guruji today. Anything you want, go to Google and Google will answer you. And it is Wikipedia which is giving a lot of information, although it is not a regulated content, but still people look at that and say, oh, is this what it is? That's become the new normal today, right? So I'll touch on these aspects, the media, cyber security, a little bit about education, and I'll not have time to talk about gender because it's about 20-25 minutes. So now I look at social media as a double-edged sword, okay? So here you're in class 9, class 10. The first thing, many of you, when you get up in the morning, you look out for your phone. Yes, no? Raise your hands. Many of you, right? Because the first thing that you look out is for your phone, okay? That is, it's not the morning coffee that it used to be, it's the morning phone. I don't mind if I don't get a coffee, but first thing is my phone. I'll have to check what it is. Could be due to your work commitment that you have, or some messages that your friend might have sent, or whatever, we don't know, but that's become a habit. Okay, the last thing that you see, okay, is again your phone, yeah? Many a time before you go to bed. Yes? How many of you? Yeah, many of you again. So, starts with the phone, ends with the phone. And what happens during the day? It's almost like picking up the phone saying, is there something for me? Is there something that is coming up? This has become a habit. And if it is becoming a habit, it's actually a distraction. Gone are the days when people were able to focus. Now, I had an institution where I have postgraduate students. And the attention span of these postgraduate students is very low when compared to the postgraduate students who were doing their post-graduation 20 years back. Why? Again, the same distraction, right? Is there something on Instagram? Is there something on WhatsApp? Is there something on other social media platforms which they constantly follow? So this being the case, because it's freedom, right? It's freedom. You can't say you can't use it, okay? Because the sessions are also delivered online and there is a lot of content online also. So basically, if you think why is this happening, is some kind of trigger that is given of some kind of satisfaction that you get when there is one more like. Some kind of satisfaction if there is one more share. And that's something which your brain is giving you a kind of a satisfaction, and that some way or other, without your knowledge, you start enjoying it. Once you start enjoying it, then slowly, without your knowledge, you get addicted to it. That's what is happening without your knowledge. And that starts from 13, the legal age where you can sign up for a Facebook or an Instagram or a Gmail account. It's 13. They catch you young. And from then on, without your knowledge, like it or not, it becomes a habit. Because you got a freedom, you'll have to be conscious about it. And the other aspect of why this is happening is the fear of missing out. Am I missing out something? Is there something in the group? Is there something that's being posted so that I don't miss out? Is another reason that many of you are getting into a habit. Having said that, it's still a double-edged sword, provided you don't let this happen, that the phone is going to control you. Slowly, I did a survey about 6-7 years back. Is there an addiction among these postgraduate students? And I found that 80+% of students cannot live without phone, are okay without a breakfast, are ready to skip lunch, but not without a phone. Why? Because that's needed for me. That is the level to which they have gone, dependence on phone, all right? Is this good? No, it's not good at all, right? So it depends on you. How much of that phone is going to influence you strictly depends on you. Take people who are preparing for a competitive exam. Generally, the first thing that they're advised is regulate your timing of phone, and as the exam's near, they say no to social media. These are two general advice that is given for people who are preparing for competitive exams. So that being the case, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, it's excellent. You can share if you want. You can share immediately with your friends if you're going to use it as a platform to share, fantastic. Or to express yourself, that's the best platform. You want to express what you feel to the world, excellent, fabulous. Also, pick and choose that you want. Whatever you want to pick and choose and read, great. So if you're restricting your social media and the phone for this purpose with a regulated timing, then fantastic, it'll do a lot good. But if you don't let that happen, then it'll do a lot bad than good, is my submission as far as the social media is concerned. Now let me talk about a digital footprint, okay? So when you talk about the digital footprint, because the next thing I want to get into is media and digital footprint, if you got something written on your hard disk in a computer, okay, I have a document, okay, I'll walk in there, you can keep seeing the screen. Media written on a hard disk is written forever. Means once I write something on a device, I cannot erase it. You might be thinking, but no, I delete it. I put it out, I put it into the recycle bin, and I delete it from recycle bin as well. Then what happens is the immediate question that comes. So before I talk about social media, let me showcase something interesting for all of you here. Okay, so yes, I get into the drive here. I got an E drive, okay. In this E drive, okay, let me go into the other drive which is vacant here. Yeah, this F drive. So I am right clicking it. I am creating a new document here. This is just for your information. I am creating a document, okay. And I am calling this document as TOS. So here is a document. The document is there. Right now it is 0 kilobytes. You can see that. Not very clear, but still you can see it is 0 kilobytes, right? Okay. Now I'm going to open this document. I'm going to fill some content with this document. You can see this document is stored in the F drive. To ensure that I put something fast, okay, I'm going to fill this content in this document. Yeah, here is, there are 2 pages, right? 2 pages that has come up right now, quickly filled. So let me close this. It's equal to rand bracket 10, 10, randomly 10 sentence, 10 paragraphs written. Now you got 22 kilobytes that is located here. Yeah, this is 22 kilobytes of data. Now let us open and see if the data is there. Whatever we wrote, 1.5, 2 pages of content, yeah, it is there. So let me close this now. Now here is the data, fine. I am going to delete this data from the drive. Okay, go back to the recycle bin, right click on it and empty, zoom, gone. This is what we always think, yeah, gone. So I sometime back told that the data written is written forever. This is a freeware that is there which I am using called recover it. Okay, I choose this and say start. Now I am trying to recover all the things that were there in this drive called F drive. You see it's found. Yeah, here it is. This is the document. There are other documents which are also there. I am trying to stop this process now because it's recovering. It's a freeware that I'm using. Okay, click here and say recover. Yeah, I'll say recover. Done. So here it is getting into this drive. Okay. I am going to select the same drive and say recover it. Save. So yeah, recovered. Now let me go here. Same F drive. There is another folder that got created. F. Okay. This is the document. Let me open and see. Here the document is there again. Go back to the presentation now. So we were talking about data written in a hard disk is written forever. So whatever is the data that is there on your phone, whatever data that you're going to put up in social media, you think I deleted this post, I deleted this picture, I deleted this video, but that data which is there forever. You can never delete. You can only overwrite it, right? You can only overwrite it. The chance for recovery, if it is your own laptop, you got a control to recover. You delete it, you recovered. We just saw an example right now. And there are many such softwares which are available free. Google it, recovery software, you get it. Right? Now let us ask ourselves, how many of us try to recover or delete the content from a phone of this fashion? We don't. We say a low-level format, go for an exchange of a phone. I mean, there is some value there, right? What is the value? The value is a lot of information on that phone. That's why they are giving some money for you when you go in for an exchange for a laptop or a phone. It's not for that device. It's for the data which is there in it, right? So data once written is written forever. It can be overwritten. It cannot be deleted. So we are talking about a digital footprint. What is happening on a computer, on a hard drive, same thing happens when you put up something on a social media in a hard drive which is located in some part of the world. You call it a server which is serving you these files. Do you have a control over it? No. You say you deleted it, but can someone retrieve it? Yes. So in short, you are actually leaving a digital footprint about yourself right from 13 when you open your social media account, right? Be it your Instagram, Facebook, the likes, the shares, all this is there forever. Today, organizations are recruiting students based on their social media profile. If I want to know about a person, there are tools which can scan and tell me the attitude of a person by just looking at the social media profile of that person. So which means you'll have to be really careful of what you're posting, what you're sharing, because you're creating history which can never be deleted. So remember this, that this social media, on social media, delete does not really exist. So it means you must be really responsible of what you're posting, right? Unfortunately, many today have a live social streaming. I'm going here, I'm having my breakfast, I'm traveling, I'm at this airport. It's like continuous activity that's being posted by a few. Why? That's how they are. Take one more selfie, I'm at the airport. Yeah, landed here. It's like complete history. So if you rewind and if you want to know about a particular person over a period of 3 years, what they have done, where they have traveled, what is happening, everything is there in that social media space. Is this the right thing to do? Your choice. Okay? So be responsible when you put something in the social media space because you cannot undo it. Even if you're going to delete, it is there. You do not know it is there, but it is there. And hence, this device with a platform called Android is given free. Nothing comes free today. Go and ask some 10 bucks free with some random stranger there on the road. Will that fellow give you? It's called begging only. That's all. Nothing more than that. Nobody will be benevolent to give you that 100 bucks or 10 bucks just like that. So when a particular operating system is being given free, it's a lot of data that's being collected by these big giants who are using it for advertising. So be responsible. Social media delete doesn't really exist, remember. Hence, this makes all the more sense. Okay? It's not 3 monkeys anymore. It is the 4th monkey which also says, post no evil, like no evil, share no evil, and be responsible when you're going to post something. Is it needed? Post it. If not, don't. Right? Remember this. If you already know, great, but if you do not know, this becomes a learning for you. Let me go to the next one. Information that you furnish on social media, which many people do not really tell you. When you open up an account, they ask you your name, your email address, your age, likes, dislikes. There are a few who give everything there. A lot of information there. You say, I'm not a VIP. How does it matter? I'm going to give everything there, because only then I'll get a lot of wishes on my birthday. This is what some people tell, right? I get 50 likes, 50 comments, wishes on my birthday. You feel good about it. But think through this. When you're opening a bank account, what do they ask for? Your date of birth, your communication address, your mobile address. Everything is there on the social media platform. Try to call up a bank and ask for some details. They'll say, can I know your date of birth? Yeah, it's there on the social media. Can I know your postal address? Well, that's no secret, not a secret at all. Postal address is so easy, right? These are the security questions that the banks are asking when they want to tell you about your bank balance or transaction. And all that information, you unknowingly have given it in the social media space, which is out there for all. If they're going to use that, then where is the question of security when you're going to do online banking, right? Remember, when you're going to put up content on a social media page, do not, my date of birth is 1900, 1st January, if you go to my Facebook page. Yeah, 1st January, many people start wishing me. I don't mind, I don't bother about it. Why? I do not want to give that. But unfortunately, many of us would have already given that information, right? It is not so safe. Next, like the book I like, the dish I like, the cuisines I like. I mean, everything is there in that social media page. So whichever becomes the security question for a bank, all such information is there in the social media, right? Which is not safe at all. You should remember this, that you should not give all that information for free for someone to misutilize. And the worst part, you cannot undo it. Try go change your contents that you put up, especially date of birth. It will not allow you to change. Today, we market it for an exam called SNAP, which I'm in charge of. The best way that I can get to target people is using social media. Unfortunately, that's the case. If I want to get the right people applying for my institution, I use social media, because I know who's inclined towards a program, how many times he or she has searched for an MBA program, from which location, what age group. I can hit the right people to apply for my institution. Well, I'm using it because it's there, right? And year-on-year applications keep going high. Why? Because I'm able to exactly target those people who have to apply for this program. If someone is not inclined in an MBA program, why should I go and show my advertisement to it? And I'm paying a bomb to these agencies to ensure that they correctly target. So I'm paying for that. And who is giving that information to them? Each one of us, free of cost, right? So this is an ad agency. Google is an ad agency. Sorry to use the brand name, but yes, it's an ad agency. They make money through the data that we supply to them. It's our freedom and free will. Is it that you want to give it? Give it. But many of you might say, I didn't know about it. But yes, that's about education, right? You should know about it. Be aware about it. So the information that you furnish in the social media, be very careful about it. Now, as I told you, when you give the information, it's all about trying for your passwords, right? You can get this. This is taken from the internet only, which talks about how long will it take to crack your password. It again asks you some security questions, telling, if you forgot your password, then is this the password? Is that the password? If you see longer the password, the better it is, right? And it should be alphabet and numerical. And it should be weird. This is what many people don't say. Means blue sky @green tree road can be a fabulous password. Nobody can ever imagine that this can be a password, right? Password should be like that. It should be something like that. Or red cover @dias. Fantastic password. The password should be weird. It should be long. And you see, when you say blue sky @green tree road, it will be definitely 20 characters. You need not worry. Small capitals, special characters, everything is there. The longer the password, the better it is. If you see down, the longer the password, the better it is. 18, 17, it takes years. So ensure when you're putting up some passwords, they are long enough. And if it is a banking password, some banks force you to change the password once in 3 months. Okay, your parents will know it, but some banks don't even ask you to change it once in a while. The problem here is let the customer be aware is the law. You say, I didn't know. That's your problem. I didn't know is your problem. right? So that being the case, ensure your passwords are long enough and you don't use the same password across. Never use the same password for your email account and your social media account. It should be different. For convenience, we use the same password across all platforms. That's the worst thing to do. Don't do that. If you do this, different passwords, better it is. Continuously changing, all the more good. And the password recovery questions should not be given in your social media. Just look at this password recovery question. Where were you born? Okay, where did you do your class 10? These are the password recovery questions, which is all there in the social media. So if you have given all that information in social media, then these passwords can easily be recovered. You need not have a hacker to do it. All that's needed is connect you on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, wherever it is, or LinkedIn, and then go get some details about you and then get going, right? Almost every social media, another thing which I do, I'm active on LinkedIn. When I have to connect to someone and that someone has to respond, I use LinkedIn. And when I write, they respond for sure. You might ask, how is it, Raman, that you're so sure? I use a tool for it. That tool digs this information about the person on social media and gives me what sentences should I use, what words should I use, how should my tone be. All this information, this tool digs from a LinkedIn and gives me. And I use that and send it. How do I use it? I use it when I write to HRs for recruitment for my students, right? Now, this is the information that LinkedIn gives you once you have an account. You need not pay for it. If you pay for it, you get premium content from LinkedIn. So almost all social media accounts over there, ensure you do not give all information. Paucity of time, let me now go further. Give your password long enough with alphanumeric combination, weird passwords, and for retrieving those passwords, whatever is needed, don't give that information in the social media page. Nothing in your phone is safe and private. Remember this. Nothing in your phone is private and nothing is safe. Whatever softwares that you're going to use, you cannot be 100% safe, which all the more means what is there in your phone. You might be thinking that, hey, my phone is safe. Okay, especially, when you are in your teens, then possibly after that you get into your college, you might have a boyfriend, girlfriend, or you get married, whatever it is, there might be so much of stuff that's there in the phone. And you think it's all private. Hey, I deleted it. It's like this. If you want to give me a clear parallel example, it's like I close this door, this door, this door, this door, and I'm going to take a bath. But open up is the sky, and there are 100 million people there. It's like that. Your phone is like that, right? Nothing in your phone is safe. Nothing in your phone is private. And I don't know if you have heard about it, 2017, there was something called Blue Whale, and people were telling that if you play this game, then they'll ask you to take the next challenge, and people are, going to that extent of suicide there because the game is making them. It is not that someone can easily be brainwashed. It's like this. Sign up for the game. The game gets a lot of content from your phone. And then they'll say, hey, we will reveal this to your parent. We'll reveal about this. If you don't want, do this next challenge. That's how these games work, right? And you don't want anyone to know, and you'll say, okay, I'll take up the next challenge. It is not psychological brainwash completely of that kind. So what I'm trying to tell is, your phone is not a device where things are safe. Be responsible on what you're going to store in your phone. Be responsible in what you're going to share with your friends using your phone. Right? Because you can't undo it. And it is not private. So that's exactly privacy in phone, privacy in information systems. Sorry to use this word, is a joke, right? When was the last problem happened in case of privacy and usage of, it was 12 hours back. If you want, you can Google. Some fellow in the news also it is there. Almost every other day you'll find some fellow, was cheated, some 10 lakhs swindled from his account. All this keeps happening. Why? People want to cheat and make money out of it. So it's your responsible to ensure that you keep yourself safe, right? So privacy is a joke. Even if you're going to use an iPhone, you say it's all there. No, I don't really, agree that it is 100% secure, right? So remember this. If you remember this, then you can be safe. Next, talking about cyber security. A couple of more informations that I thought I can give you. When you're using an ATM, the ATM looks like this. There is nowhere, you go there will always be small slips, chits which are there. Fine, that's a second story, don't want to get into it. You use your card, punch the digits, come out after taking the cash. You give that card to me. I can go, use the card, take out the money and come out. You might be thinking, how is it possible, Raman? I didn't give my PIN to you, right? That's what you do. You use that 4-digit PIN. But if you're using a 4-digit PIN, there is something called an IR camera that is there in almost all platforms. Go to Google Store, you'll find an IR camera. If I'm going to open the IR camera and see that keypad, it shows how much is the heat that is there on each of these buttons. So here it is, you see, red. So you can guess the PIN. The one with the maximum amount of heat is the last digit, then the last but one digit, then the last but one digit, and the first digit. That's the PIN. Done. Now, how many of us were aware of it, that by doing this, someone else can know my PIN? So what is the standard practice? You'll have to touch that keyboard after using it, right? Touch it for a few seconds. Done. Then all the keys are having the same amount of heat. Now, you can say that the RBI didn't tell this. The banks never informed. They'll say, let the customer be aware. Don't you think this should be put up as a big notice in every ATM, telling after using the ATM, you should touch the keyboard for a few seconds and then leave? No, it's not put up. But that's a vulnerability that is there. And you use it. If someone is going to get your card, they use it. So here is a lesson. When you're going to use an ATM and you take out the cash from it, ensure you touch that keyboard for a few seconds and leave it, so that there is equal heat that is there on each of these key. Same is the case in a shopping mall. In a shopping mall, the RBI, the best place to use the card in the safest possible place is India. Let me tell you, it's not US, it's not Europe, it is India. RBI has taken so much care to ensure that the customer is protected, right? The best place where a lot of safety features are there is this country, not any other country. But the thing is that communication is not so effective. Not everyone is being made aware of what all is there for people to be aware of. That's one gap which has to be closed. Now coming back, in shopping mall, when you're using a card, they ask you to give a PIN. There might be people who are standing behind you, and you say 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other person viewing it. So whenever you're using your card, you ensure that you cover and then use that PIN so that others don't look at it. And forget about others. There is a camera there. The camera is also seeing what the PIN is. Again, a vulnerability, right? Until it happens to you or me, it becomes a painful thing. If it happens to someone else, it's a news for us, right? So remember, you'll have to be careful. Okay, let us go to the next one. When you're talking about cards, I'm sure some of you might have, some of you might have a debit card. Your parents will have a debit credit card. Now, if you look at the vulnerability again, as far as India is concerned, if you want to do any transaction online using a debit card or a credit card, you need an OTP which comes onto your phone, and you give that OTP and the transaction happens. But if it is going to be a transaction outside India, I'll give an example. You want to book a room and you go to booking.com. I'll give you an example. Booking.com is an engine which helps you book a hotel room, right? It's not an Indian server. It is there in the US or somewhere else. I don't know. There, it never asks you an OTP. All you need is this card, then followed by the CVV which is there. Give it, transaction done. That's all. It doesn't ask you an OTP, right? I learned it the hard way. When I was traveling from one place to other place, it was excess baggage. It was not India. I used my card. Used it, took the flight. It was an 8-hour flight. I landed here, switched on my phone. I get messages, 1, 2, 3, 4, money deducted. I was wondering, where is this money going? How did it call, go, block? Okay, anyway, I could save that. But then I understood that this CVV has to be blackened, because wherever I have used that card in that airport for giving that excess baggage, that person has made a note of it. And taking a snapshot of a credit card is not rocket science. Anyone can easily take a snapshot of the card. And using that CVV, you can do shopping, you can do booking of rooms, you can do whatever. Which means the lesson to learn is, if you are going to have a card where the transaction value is high, better ensure that the CVV is darkened. It is a security stuff, right? You should ensure that the security is dark. I mean, the 3 letters are blackened. Go back, check, see if your parents' credit card, if they do not know, tell them there is a vulnerability here, because it can be misused. You might use it in a petrol pump. If he or she is going to take a snapshot of it, can be misutilized, right? So this is again one thing which I thought I can share about cyber security stuff. Education, as far as I am concerned, is more about awareness. What we know today becomes obsolete tomorrow. That's the pace at which cyber security changes. The more you are aware, the better it is. But if you let things to your head telling, I know, nobody can cheat me, then there comes disaster. So ensure that you share what you know with others, and verify, because there is this social media itself has become a university today. There is a WhatsApp university again. People keep sharing. You might be getting messages telling, yeah, if you go and use the pin in the backward direction, automatically people will get, I don't know if you've seen such messages. If your pin for your ATM is 1234, when you're in crisis, use 4321. You would have seen such messages. This is all, bullshit. Sorry to use this word, but nothing of such things happen that you use the pin in the backward direction, the police gets to know about it. All that doesn't happen, right? Why? Because use common sense. Can I use the pin as 1111? Yes. What is the reverse order? 1111. What will happen? Nothing will happen, right? So use your common sense. The first thing is just don't blindly believe. Use your common sense and then see, is this right? And then take a call on it, right? So that is all from my end. Thank you once again, Orchid School, for giving this opportunity. I hope I did some justice for the session given to me. Thank you.